Coming up in today's in-depth preview, we'll have a look at Nottingham Forest's team news. We'll also get on the whiteboard on both teams. Something new, we're going to get on the Subbuteo on the floor. And of course, does this man start? Do we go two up top? Hello Newcastle fans, welcome to the preview, which is Nottingham Forest versus, well, Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest, sorry, at St James's Park. The return of the ill-fated, well, result just a few weeks back when we got beat off Forest. A massive helping hand by the referee, Steve Martin, sending off two players wrongfully. Obviously, we've got them overturned, and we're back at this fixture again, Nottingham Forest, so revenge. The pantomime villains, Lansbury and Shelby, are missing from this game, which is a bit of a shame. It would have been a real nice spice to the game saying this, but it's going to be on another nighttime game. Atmosphere hopefully will be great as well. As you know, on previews, what we do is we're going to be looking at, obviously you've seen in the intro there, we're going to be looking at Nottingham Forest, how they've been getting on as well, the style of formation and so on. We'll get on the whiteboard as well, and we'll also bring up the Subbuteo set as well. Now bear in mind, the Subbuteo set, I haven't got Newcastle colours yet, so Newcastle might be an odd colour just for this video. Right, let's begin with Nottingham Forest, shall we? The last 6 results then. So they got beat off Huddersfield 2-1 away, got beat off Wolves 2-0 at home, they drew Preston 1-1 at home, they got beat off the rivals from down the road, Derby 3-0. Obviously they're beating us with a massive helping hand, and they beat Barnsley 5-2 before playing us as well. So in the last 6 games, they've only picked up 7 points, not great. They scored 9 goals, conceded 11, so they are conceding a lot of goals. They're down in 18th position. Montagne's position is he's coming under criticism now. If he doesn't pick up results quickly, you could see him potentially getting fired. Top scorers, they've got 3. They've got Velios, Asambalonga and Lansbury, who's on 6 as well. Speaking of Lansbury, obviously he's out injured, so we may as well get on team news for Nottingham Forest. So Lansbury, as I've mentioned, Michael Mantian is suspended, so we will see change in the defensive midfield role. I think Penelos is still out. Lika Kohan's got a long-term injury. Who else is out? Matty Fry, Danny Fox is out. Who's another one? Adam Armand Traore as well, who's also out as well. And they've got a few doubts as well. Osborne and Worrell, who picked up injuries, slight knocks as well from the last game as well. We are expecting to see Kasami come in midfield, so maybe he replaces Mancian as well. Asambalonga, who played half an hour against Huddersfield, he's probably going to start from the bench, so I expect Benta to start as well. And Perkios is back as well, so he might come in the lineup, but Eric Lejai might keep him out. So they'll play, let's get it up on the screen. So they'll play a 3 at the back with 5 in midfield, like the wing backs, but with the number 10 and then the 1 striker. So this is the last match. There will be changes to this side. Stojkovic was in goal, Cash was the right wing back, and then you had the 3 centre backs of Mills, Hobbs and Worrell. Eric Lejai was playing the left wing back. Osborne was sitting a little bit deeper than what he used to be, so he was playing the centre midfield alongside Vaughan, with Mancian sitting. Obviously that'll be a change there, possibly with Osborne as well, so we expect Kasami to come in. Pereira was playing in the number 10 role, and obviously that man, Lord Bentner, up top as well. Speaking dead briefly on Newcastle, we know Shelby's taken out his 2nd game of the ban. Rob Elliott, it's a little bit too soon for him. But Caldwell had an outstanding game last time out, so no changes there. Obviously, we've got the long-term injuries to Rolando Aarons and here's Ascamas as well. We'll come on to Newcastle a little bit more in depth on the whiteboard, because there's a lot of media talk on how we're going to set up on that. Style, Nottingham Forest, their style of play, predominantly tack down the left-hand flank, play a lot of through balls as well, and they'll shoot on sight. They're very aggressive as well. They won't let you have the ball. Montagna rotates a lot of his squad as well, so it is a little bit hard to predict his lineup. And they also like to play around in their own half as well. They're very comfortable, the defence. Kind of like Newcastle, they can play around with Clark and Lascelles and keeping the ball as well. How they set up, what they're good at, is the great individual skills. So something out the blue, they might just produce a bit of magic and then they've scored. You know, they're also great at coming back from losing positions as well. So it's a strength of theirs, creating and finishing chances as well. So they do have a little bit something in the locker as well. What they tend to struggle on is aerial duels. counter-attacks, defending against them. They're not very great on that. Defending from out on the wings as well, so that might be something that Tactic Board will have a look at. Through balls as well, so again, they could fall in line with the counters. Staying in front, they don't keep leads very often, so they do give away a lot of leads. I know they come back, but when they go in front. Individual errors, they do have a few errors, which Newcastle need to be on the guard. They do give away staff free kicks, fouls and dangerous areas as well. So judging on that, there seems like, because going back to the City ground game dead quickly, I think you cannot really look into that, because how can you look at both sides and say Nottingham Forest deserved that, Newcastle deserved that? This is how they're set up. Or it's going to be a different game as well. I mean, there's loads of shouts for this man to play, Christian Atsu and Mitrovic as well. So what we're going to do for the whiteboard is start with the team that the fans have probably been looking at as well. And you might have seen a few tweets which have been going on through the video as well. So keep an eye out for a few more also coming as well of fans' thoughts. Let's go to get over at the whiteboard. Right, okay, so we're going to start Newcastle this time around. Right, Darlow in goal. Yedlin, Yedlin, Lascelles, Clark. I've gone for Dummett. Let me explain that, because a lot of you want Lazar. The reason why I've gone for Dummett is because I think if you have too much going on, you're going to be stuck out for the counter attack as well. Diarmi sitting further back as well. That's why I've gone for Dummett more. You know, sit further back. Hayden, Richie, Atsu this time, because Gouffran had a poor game. And then I've done it. Gale and Mitrovic up top. I think this is the perfect opportunity, because when I was at the game on Monday, we didn't have anything. The gap between Diarmi and Hayden and Colback was a good 30 yards. I seen Rafa talking to Diarmi, and Diarmi had to sit to try and pick up the ball because he was a bit of a ghost, you know. So I think for me, we'll not talk about too much because we'll get on the Subbuteo or how we do that. This is where I think, because we've got to attack, and I'm confident. You'll see me scoreline prediction. Give that man, because he's direct. Diarmi will get forward, that'll be your drive. You've got two men, you can play, you can mix it up, you can go for crosses, you can go short, you can play it in behind like Gale likes it, because Gale will spin off his man and work hard. He didn't have the opportunity because Sheffield Wednesday Sheffield Wednesday's tactics were spot on. I know they were fouling him a lot, you know. And obviously Richie will work backwards and forwards, but this will give Yedlin more time to attack, you know. It's a perfect opportunity. I'll talk more about it on the Subbuteo. Let's quickly have a look at Forest's team. Right, Forest side behind me, bit lopsided, isn't it? So like I said, they'll play with the wing-back system. I think obviously if Warren will keep his place, he'll play. I think Vaughan will then sit because of Mancienne being out injured. Kasami will come in, Osborne, Cash and Eric Lijai on the left and right, Pereira and Bentner up top as well. So for me, you're probably going to look at these three, because these three will be quite close to each other. If Newcastle have that drive, what you'll find then is you'll find Lijai will almost come in. And I honestly think it's going to be literally, you're talking a back eight. I actually genuinely think Newcastle will dominate this game. I'll be shocked if we don't dominate this game, but we've got to get the chances, you know. The only thing, as I mentioned before, is if we've got so many players, if Rafa goes for my lineup, not saying he will, but that's my lineup, I think you've just got to watch out for this little fella. Yes, he's got a bit of a temperament on him, but if you stop Pereira, because he's got pace to burn, you know, stop the service to Bentner, possibly even stop the wing backs. So if the wing backs push up, they'll not get forward. We'll pretty much comfortably win this game. Let's get over at the Subbuteo set for the very first time. Okay, welcome to the Subbuteo. What we're going to start off is we will be changing the camera around, so don't worry, we'll see the action further up the pitch. Obviously, wear the whites because I haven't got the black and whites. I'm going to get the black and whites figure men probably in this week sometime. So, looking at our defence then across here then. So, obviously, you can see how Forest line up with the number 10, which is Pereira here, and then Bentner up top. So, if we stop that supply line, and if we attack now, this is where I think that's key, because if Yedlin can bomb on, now this is Richie. So if Yedlin can, obviously Richie will come in as we know, and Yedlin can bomb on down that byline. That's a threat that I think that Forest will not like, because that's what I think that they'll play with, the 8-man defence. I think for me the reason why I've picked Paul Dummett here at left back is because of Atsu here, Atsu bombing up and down this wing. I think having a bit of security behind him, although he didn't have a great game last time out, I think having a bit of security there is going to be all right. Lascelles and Clarks will obviously talk to each other. Bentner will come in here and you want to move around, you know. Obviously, he needs support as well. Let's move the camera. Let's go into centre midfield. So here we are moving up towards the centre midfield area now then. So I'm just going to bring Richie Richie's over here, and then you've got Hayden and Diarmi is my man who I've gone for. I'm just going to bring Atsu into shot as well on left flank. So as I mentioned then, this little fella, Atsu, if he plays, because to be honest, I think Gouffran had a poor game last time out. Atsu will have license just to run at obviously the defender. So this is obviously the right wing back. Atsu will run at him, and go past him. I think that's where Newcastle strong. Everyone's shouting out for this little fella to start. So why not start Atsu? We'll obviously we'll talk a little bit about that in a second again. Diarmi, this is why I've gone for Diarmi sitting a little bit further deep, because last game out, this was Diarmi, and you had Colback and Hayden so far deep they couldn't get the ball across to Diarmi. He wasn't getting any action. So if I just move him back around again then. So for me, I'd like to see Diarmi come the centre midfield, because if he's got the ball, he can then move the ball forward. You know, he can get up the pitch, which Newcastle need, because we didn't have that at all. Let's move the camera again. Let's have a look further upfield. Right, so here we are further upfield. As you can see, Gale and Mitrovic up top as well. Just not Gale flying. Probably Mitrovic doing that job. So as you can see how Forest line up. So they've got the 3 centre-backs here. The right wing-back, the left wing-back, and they'll play 3 in the middle. That's why I feel, remember I was saying just before, about this is more Diarmi coming up. If he can get up the pitch, that'll help. Because that's going to be so congested. Well, I think that the ball, obviously if you move Atsu into shot here against the right wing-back, give Atsu the ball, and he could just literally run on, cross it in, Mitrovic, goal! You know what I mean? So that's how I think Newcastle, if we start off Atsu, forget about Gouffran. Gouffran had a poor game last game out. Attack on the left-hand flank. And then obviously we've played the 2 up top. Let's get some crosses into the box for Mitrovic. And Mitrovic will head them home, you know. So why not play 2 up top? That's a question that I'm asking you guys as well. Let me know what you think of obviously the Subbuteo. So that's the Subbuteo set. Let me know what you think of that. It's on the floor there. It's something new for the channel. I'm going to get better as obviously I get more attempts to go with it, you know, and get the hang of that. So that's obviously, if you like that, what I'll do is I'll get that in review. Let me know what you think in the comment section down there below. I'm really confident. I think we'll bounce back. I'm going to go for a 4-0 win to Newcastle. So hopefully don't let me down, lads. 4-0 win. Let me know what I think of the scoreline prediction. In the comment section down there below. I'll be at the game again. Obviously the fan cams will be in this location. So if you're at the game, come and say hello. Don't bite, you know. We'll get everybody's opinions on the matter as well. Thank you very much for watching Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you later.